Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 5. We're flying high in the sky, travelling back to our base, which is gazillions of blocks away. Jeez! It's the world border! We must be going in the wrong direction! Oh no! Oh, just a little reenactment of something that happened to me the other day. I'll tell you, it was hilarious. We were all in a meeting together, us hermits, chatting about various things. I've been over at the Mesa collecting some hardened clay. Didn't really have the time to stick around for too long. Decided to fly back home and smacked into the world border while I was chatting away with the other hermits. I'll tell you what, it gave me a heart attack. Now, this isn't the same place. There was actually a village at the place I flew to before, but this isn't it. And on our journey back, I think what I'm going to do is just hop into a couple of villages, a couple of desert temples that I saw on the way over here and raid them. Maybe I'll get a few goodies. But the main point I wanted to make is that I flew over here. You know, last time I came to that Mesa, the NHO one, I kind of went through the Nether and it kind of took forever, if you know what I mean. It actually turns out that flying is kind of easy, you know, just head in a straight line towards where you're going to and you get there in not much time at all, you know. So thank goodness for these rockets, thank goodness for our wings, which are getting a workout. We've got to be careful that thing doesn't break. If it breaks in the sky, we'll potentially fall to our death. Anyway, let's get back into the skies. Somewhere over here there was a village. There it is. I'm going to check that out. There are a couple of deserts. We're going to head back to our base and we're going to put that clay to use. Well, I wasn't going to hit record again anytime soon, but that is quite the view. Quite the view. What a gorgeous biome, eh? It's like an extreme savanna right next to this desert. And hopefully no one's raided this temple before. What a fantastic idea. We're slowly gliding back towards our base, but check this out. I got more gunpowder back than it took me to get over here. Some bones and string is all good. We got 6 gold, a notch apple, 3 golden apples, 7 diamonds, 9 emeralds, and 2 mending books. I mean, that is ridiculously lucky right there. It's all good, you flying around getting diamonds and emeralds, but what is the plan for this episode, Asuma? I hear you saying. Well, we got 3 different little projects that I want to get on with this one, so we're going to be going all over the place doing lots of fun stuff. But first of all, got things to show you, and we got some new mob heads available on the server. I've been trial running this on my Patreon server. It worked really well, and you can get these mob heads from fishing. Now, there are some, let's say, mobs that aren't actually mobs in this game, the fish. There are 4 different types, and now you can get the mob heads for them. I've got 2 of them so far. Check it out. Petrified clownfish. I was actually supposed to rename that, so it would just say clownfish head, and over here, the regular fish as well. So we've got 2 of the 4, and the way that this has been done means it doesn't disrupt any of the traditional loot, you know, layout or anything like that. This is his own little extra table, and you have a 1 in 100% chance to get one of these mob heads. Now, I think this one is the rarest, because when you have that 1 in 100 chance, you then have a 3 in 100 chance to get the clownfish. They're basically the same as the regular rates for dropping when you're fishing. Check me out, looking pretty fancy over here. I like it. And ooh, pretty much the same, but a slightly different colour. These are really cool. I like them a lot, you know. They're awesome. We can go and hang them up on the mob board. And the mob boards, that's what we're calling it now. So these will be available for download in the future. The loot tables, of course, is what I'm talking about. They'll be on my website at some point. Going to do like an expansion pack when we add loads of other stuff. There were some mobs that I missed. For example, the witch. How could I miss the witch, you know? Classic Minecraft mob. And yeah, that'll be available. You'll know about it when it happens. But let's pay attention to what's going on in this area, because you can see, check it out, this area has been expanded. So now our build is on all 4 sides and it's starting to look pretty fancy. But I've got a sad face right now because I haven't seen your feedback from last episode yet. Being a YouTuber, I like to just be ahead of myself a little bit in case I ever get ill. I can make sure you always get your videos. And so I haven't actually seen the feedback yet. That's coming out later today while I'm recording. Now check this out. We've got some fire there on stone. It's not on netherrack. Because fire tick is off this season, which was a decision made, so we had more aesthetic options, which I think is a really smart one, to be fair. We can do things like this now, which I think would be an interesting way to approach lighting. And we got that up there, which is a cool idea that I had. I think it looks alright. Maybe it needs a different block there, but when you go underneath it, it kind of looks really awkward, you know? Like, where's the fire gone? Oh. Ah yes, over here we got a chest from Impulse. What a nice guy, man, dropping off some materials for us. I'm not sure if he's going to open up a shop to sell these or something, but I'll definitely take those, especially those sea lanterns. We want lighting options. And speaking of those, the fire. I think we need to use fire in this build, but I've kind of gone around and started off with redstone lamps, but check it out, doesn't it look great? The view's so much nicer now because I went and removed that pillar going all the way down and all of those chests. You'll notice over there that there are loads of them stacked up because they used to be going down the middle there and it looked god awful. And we need to get this place looking real nice now, you know. So I'm working on this down area here and it's looking real good, real fancy. One of the things I want to do though is expand the wall over a little bit. You can see I've tried some redstone lamps up the top here, and another idea I had was to put the fire in the wall with a trapdoor in front of it, but I think that would be too close down to the ground and we want to kind of keep the lighting nice and moody down here. So we've got our redstone lamps in the ceiling. I've extended this side over here so it's free wide and I think that's looking real good. However, the floor is very plain. I do like it, but it'll probably be a good idea to tear up this bit here so we can have a trim of something different on one side and a trim over here of something different as well. Maybe carpets could look good down here. So many ideas, so many things to try, you know. And one of our projects for this episode is to kind of finish this bottom area and maybe expand it a little bit as well. Got so many ideas right now, but you can see around here it all needs tidying up. So let's get it looking finished, you know, let's get it to a much better state and then we can think about how to move forward. Even now that I've tidied things up, it still feels very unfinished down here. And I also think that this wall might get changed over time, but it works for now. It looks clean, it looks reasonable. And I've got a couple of ideas whirling around in my head. So we've made this thing 3 blocks wide, and now what we can do is put a trim on the side. And I think that looks kind of gorgeous. However, it's possibly a little bit more of an outsidey texture, because it kind of looks like dirt, you know. And it kind of screams at me that maybe flower pots could sit on top of it with some flowers in. So that's kind of nice. We've got another one over here. You can see them on my hotbar, so let's go through them one by one. This one's next. This is a lot darker. That's a very nice contrast to the orange there. That actually looks really good. I like that one a lot. A little bit on the industrial side. And then we'll go around this corner. I'm sort of doing them one on each side so you can sort of look down them without having the other one kind of be there, the other colours. This one here is a lot lighter and it matches the stone very well. I'm not sure which one charms me the most. They're all really nice. We could really get away with any of those. But here's the next thing. I reckon we should throw some water into this build because we'll be adding another colour by doing that. And I want to place a stone block there and another one just up there. And then we can place a water bucket and have it flow down. And that looks great. And no, I don't want you to do that. It's turned it into concrete. Of course it would. Of course it would do that. Oh, I didn't think of that. Well, I would like to have something different there to stop that from happening. And I don't think there's a trick where I can stop the water touching it. So what we'd have to do, for now, this is the only thing I can think of, is put down something like this. Polish andesite, bam, just to break it off. That bit doesn't look so great, but I really feel like blue can come into this build, you know. It goes very well with orange. I was trying to stick to one colour, but it feels like such a nice idea to fill this space that we've got to at least make it an option. So we'll do it once more. And we're going to remove this. I wonder if there's something else like brown carpet that we could put there that might fit. I've got nothing else of interest in my inventory other than maybe stone bricks instead. That looks awful. And I reckon that's going to look great in here. I'm definitely leaning towards brown at the moment, but I think that the blue, brown and orange is just a bit much. So maybe we'll replace that with hardened clay. The reason I was standing over here though, can you hear something? You hear that groaning? That's the sound of zombies. There should be no zombies on this island. I've found something, and I don't have torches, but as we've learnt today, we can light it up with that and it won't go out. It'll also burn the zombies to death, which makes our job a little easier. So we found a spawner right underneath the surface. I don't know if this thing will ever get used. It's just a zombie spawner. It's not terribly useful. We can have fun burning these fellas, though. Come on, walk through here. He might set me on fire. This might have been a terrible idea. It's definitely helping though. I'm more curious as to what's in that chest. There might be some goodies in there. Diamond horse armour? Nothing too special in here. So how's this for an idea? Having the concrete go up the walls there. I reckon that looks real good. It looks even better when you come round to this one though. Check that out. That might just be what we go with. That's a real nice theme actually. The more I've seen this, the more I've grown to like it. And I'm fond of the brown as well. However, the brown looks awful when it goes up the walls. So what we'll do is we'll put it down to a vote. You know I like to do the polls. There'll be a card on your screen. What do you want to see? Light grey, dark grey or brown? I'm personally steering towards the dark grey. So I hinted at it earlier, today's episode's going to be like a three-part thing, 3 different projects. The first one to tidy up all of this, and boy oh boy, does it look gorgeous. I am loving this build theme so far, and I want to keep working on it, but I have something else planned for today's episode. Also looks like we need to go sleep in a bed, so let's do that right now. And if you look at my hotbar, I want to know, can you guess what it is? Leave a comment if you can guess what we're about to go and do, just by looking at my hotbar, okay? I'm going to go sleep in this bed. Don't cheat. Don't type after I tell you. So, did you get it yet? I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little helping hand. Check out my inventory. Okay, think about what direction we're heading in. There's an ocean monument over there. Me and Mumbo raided an ocean monument. Here's one. And it was a lot of fun. But it got me thinking about, like, speed running the ocean monument. Like, how fast can we actually kill all 3 Ender Guardians in? So, I think we're going to do like a timed thing. Now, I may time it myself using video editing, or I may put a timer on the screen. It all depends if I can do that. I've tried to do it in the past. Sometimes it's really complicated, and other times I've been successful with it. I just can't remember. I need to investigate. But I think the timer should start once we leave this boat that we're about to get into, and then it will end when the last Elder Guardian is slain. So there's 3 in every temple, and this should be like a challenge, you know, like a thing. You could play along. You could do your own little ocean monument raiding, and you could time yourself as well. Now I need to think about when I want to drink my potions. We've got 4 different types and some to go on the hot bar. Probably when I'm just out of range of the Guardians. They are spawning already, so I reckon now is a good time. And all of a sudden I start to feel the pressure here. Okay, this is it. We're doing a speed run. Although it doesn't start until we get out of the boat, so we're just drinking the potions. No timer just yet, I tell you. So that's why we got slime blocks. That's why we got TNT and redstone to activate it. And there we go. Now we can see all the goings on. Right, I am prepared to run around in circles. Some of you will know what we're talking about if you've seen our previous episode. So let's just go in there. Fingers crossed. There's a lot of people on the server, which means the mob cap is raised. Goodness me, I'm feeling a little bit stressed out. Okay, timer starts now, and we're going to get zapped, so we need to start running around in circles. And I should have prepared a little bit more, because, okay, one of them is right here. I haven't fully thought about where we're going to place each of these things. Hang on, don't shoot me. This is a speed run, and it's not very fast so far. Okay, that's enough for me. I'll go around in a circle a couple of times. We'll place that there, we'll place this one there, and then we'll run over here. Okay, now I clearly need to eat. So we've got mining fatigue, and now we can get in there and slay the Elder Guardian. Take 1, take 2. Oh, jeez, don't get too far away from me now. We'll break the line of sight. We'll strike him again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And my health is getting quite low. It's time to cower behind this pillar. Right. Oh, I hope this speedrun is going well. There we go. We've got an Elder Guardian head. That's amazing. My inventory is relatively clear. That's all fantastic. Right, down to the next one. And I really need to do that and run around it a couple of times. Okay? So I think the ideal place is actually lower down here. So let's run around this one, and then let's set it. Let's set it up in this place. Okay, I'm gonna make some strange noises today, I tell you, peeps. Goodness me! Stop shooting at me. Bam! There we go. Right, I want to get a little bit further away from it for a second, and now we want to go in there. Excellent. Straight down to where the Elder Guardian is. Hi, I see ya. I see all your friends. You're gonna get slayed. Oh, jeez, he's doing some damage to me. Right, keep running around in circles. That's the dealio. That's how we survive. Hi. Goodness me. Right. Ooh. Don't I have strength? This guy takes a lot of hits to kill. Keep moving around in a circle, I tell you. Health's a little bit low. Right, we've got another Elder Guardian head. That's amazing. 2 out of 2. We need to swim upwards. I need to eat. This is going very well. I have no idea how long it's been. I don't have, like, the recording software on the screen to know how long I've been recording for, anything like that. We are doing this blind. I want to go under here, over there, in an attempt to change the line of sight. Keep blocking the line of sight. Whew, this is scary. Okay, we're going to block the line of sight again. Then we're going to put you there. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on me right now. There's a lot of laser beams coming from all different angles. Okay, we've got to do this. Go there, run over here. That's too many lasers. This is the end of me. Apparently, or not. Right, down inside. We've got a cow in here quickly because I need to eat. And there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. Oh, okay. Is the Elder Guardian in that bit? No, he's down here. We found him. Excellent. He's all alone. No, he's not alone. Keep running around in circles. This is very bad. It's going very bad. There are a lot of Guardians here. Oh my goodness me. This might be the end of me. This might be the end of me. I really feel like I just need a place where there's no Guardians. Okay. I'll eat that food, we'll get some health back. We need to break the line of sight with you. And then we need to come down here, whack him a couple of times. Okay, let's put up one of these in the middle of the room. Oh, this could have gone better. This could have gone better. And we killed it, that's it. That's our speed run thing. Whatever the time is on the screen, if I even put it there. That's it. Now we've got to get out of here safely. And straight away I'm thinking, when I swim upwards, it's going to be real difficult. But my brain is really smart and it's given me a cool solution to that problem, right? So as we go up here, there are Guardians everywhere by the boatload. We have to keep breaking the line of sight. Goodness me. And we'll do that. Oh, I do not like this situation very much. It's probably not terribly exciting to watch. Assume spinning around a pillar as he builds it upwards. Okay, let's keep this going. Right, there we go around. Okay, our biggest problem is that that pillar was nowhere near where my boat was. So now I've come over here, and now we're going to have to do the off. Right, any direction will do. Let's swim. Press F5. Who's shooting at me? No one. That's it. We did it, peeps. We got out of there alive. And thank goodness. Hey, I tell you what, though. I didn't collect any of the sponge, did I? Oh, look at me. 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Let's call it a 3-minute challenge. That's the score to beat. I've beat it. Can you do better? There's something for you to do in your world. I like this. Oh, no, my potion effects have run out. Well, I'm coming back in here to gather the sponge. That may be good, that may be bad. I don't know because the lighting is now kind of dark and grim in here. I'll see what I can do. Well, that kind of sucked. There were no sponge rooms. After all that, I spent some time looking around in there, got nothing. But check it out, we did get 3 Elder Guardian heads. So in one way we got lucky, in another way we didn't. Do you know what? I really would have preferred some sponge rooms, but I guess that means we've only got 3 sponges for now. Luckily though, in this seed there are loads of big oceans, so if ever we do want to go and get some sponges, we can always go and raid some more monuments. So back in our base area, I've been working on the area a little bit, doing things here and there that you may or may not notice, and trying to figure out some aesthetics. Now usually I have a creative server which I can log on to, and I can use some tools and creative mode to figure out what blocks look good together. Haven't had access to that because it's down at the moment, so I've been doing things in survival, and goodness me, I do not like it. It's very slow to build. It's really fun to build in survival when you know what you're going to build will look good, but when you're figuring stuff out, it's just too slow for me. And what we're looking at right here is probably going to change a lot. Now, we're not going to roof this over. This is going to be like an open design here at the top, and there'll be some more things going around there that I've got planned in the future. But right now, just trying to figure out what the build theme for this bit is over here. And none of this stuff I'm really settled on, but I'm just experimenting, finding out what looks cool. And over here, I really do feel like this block is actually going to be a great part of our palette. And down here on the ground you can see we're sort of developing a corner area. This redstone is from lighting the lamps down below, so this part of the path has sort of been extended so that we can, bam, we can cover that up, and over here as well. And we'll throw down a couple of extra of those as well. Awesome. So that's how it's going to wrap around the corner. I've still got to do a bit of work on the floor, and our project is going to go in this corner. And when I place this beacon down over here, I kind of knew it didn't really matter where I put the beacon. It would always end up being in the way at some point, right? And it's directly in the middle of the entrance to what we're going to be building over here. These chests are also part of this project, and they're full of books. Yeah, I think I even mentioned it earlier earlier in the season that I wanted to have a room full of books, okay, full of all the different types of enchantments. There are 30 in total in this game, and we are fishing tons of them. Now, some of those we're never really going to use, but I love the idea of stockpiling them, okay? So what we're going to do is have a room in which we track all of the different books that we have stored. And I want to do this with redstone as well. I want redstone to be involved so we have indicators and things like that. And it means when I'm fishing, I'll have a good idea of what books we want to hold on to. So we always have like a double chest or a single chest of each type of book. Redstone and storage, always a lot of fun in this game. Never quite straightforward or compact. Do you know what? I think there should be a few more options in this game for doing redstone and storage, but the ones introduced with the comparator are great. And over here we've got a chest full of blocks. We're going to middle click that with control so that we can do this and then do that. So this is my initial idea, this is my initial vision for something here, and these should be redstone lamps down the bottom. I thought a couple of rows of these will end up with 30 unique chests pretty quickly, and we can measure it all with redstone. Well, the thing here is that the logic of how this stuff works doesn't quite give you the end result you're looking for. If we put one item into this chest, and the problem here is I haven't built this on slabs, I haven't done it properly at all. Let's just move that around. Of course, I can move the whole thing around a little bit. Yes, if we put just one item into there, then the lamp turns on. And actually what I'd like the lamp to do is turn on when the chest is full. So this wouldn't work really. I mean, we could change the logic around a little bit, but the main problem was getting the signal to go downwards when they're side by side. So doing something parallel is not going to go down very well, basically. So then I moved on to, well, what if we do them in little units? And this is a 2 unit right here, as you can see, 2 chests. Let's grab our one full of the boats and put them like this. And if I'd set it up correctly, there we go, then the lamp will turn on. If I take one item out, the lamp turns off. So that does what we want, but then that would mean we need 15 little units like this, and you can't put them side by side because then that redstone would interfere with where it runs alongside it. So you would need like an extra line there as well, and it'll end up taking up quite a lot of space. I do like that idea, it's just a little too big, I think. So then I thought, well, can we make this taller? And we can, but we'll end up with lamps on either side. So around the back here, we're pulling off from the side, which makes for a nice and compact little system, really. But it gets a little bit ugly from the front, and I don't know. I feel like this is actually quite compact, but not quite what I'm looking for. So then I started to think about doing this in a non-compact way, and came up with something really cool. Although, I'm actually not sure. Let me explain the idea. So we just have a redstone wire go out like this. The more items we put into that chest, then the longer the signal gets. Now when it's full, it will make its way all the way back here and all the way to this spot, and bam, then it can turn on the lamp at the top. We could change the position of this lamp, you know, it's all adjustable. But there you go. Now the cool thing about this is that it's tileable. We can put these side by side endlessly, although I need a trap chest to go in between the two. I think what would be really nice here if I found a way to stack the chests up so we could have a couple together. So this gives us a one wide tileable design. The reason it's one wide is because imagine the next one is coming along here. This redstone can't actually interfere with this bit. And immediately I've discovered a problem, but that problem is actually easily remedied. We would simply just put something like this at the end. And then you don't want your lamp directly there either, you want it forward by one. You want this to power a block that then powers the lamp, right? So the one alongside it doesn't get powered. And that would make a very simple and scalable, you know, tileable design that we could work with. As I'm explaining it, it's becoming more and more obvious to me that there is a way to get this tileable the way I want it to be tileable. Look at that, we could have a lamp for the top and the bottom, and yeah, it's kind of big and spacious, and it'll use a lot of redstone, but it's different, which I like. It's not what you'd expect to see, really, and it gets the job done, and it gets it done perfectly as well. Down the bottom here, there'll be a slight delay from the comparative. That's really not something that we care about, because it's all about looking into the room and seeing which of these are full up. So we'd also have a sign, and we'd probably put that on the front of the chest, so we know, like this one could say, feather falling, bam, no G, I'm a rebel. Feather falling, and then we know, hey, that one's full up, so we throw away all of our feather falling books that we get. I'll tell you something, I really miss my creative server today. I've just got that itch for aesthetics and planning right now, and we can't do a lot of that. And that's kind of awkward because we need to plan out the shape of this room. I'm the kind of person that gets a bit freaked out when you're building something and you've got a gap of 3 over here and a gap of 4 over there. Then I just want to rebuild the whole thing, and that is not a good practice at all, is it? And I was about to do some digging here. I think actually we might not need to. Yes, because I want this to be sunk into the ground. So the floor will be at this height right here. Then we're going to leave a 3 block gap. We're going to have stairs, and then we will see the first redstone lamp. I think it might actually be down here in the ground. Maybe we won't need stairs. No, I think we're going to have that level with the ground. So you're going to walk and look at this thing, and be level with it. Let's place some stairs simply because they're on my hotbar, and that's where the one above it is going to go. So we're going to have 2 rows of these at 15 blocks. So we zap that down to 14. Ooh, I think that means that I've started it in the wrong place. Yes, it needs to be pushed over that way just a little bit. So it's going to go across like that, and it's just going to be one big section. The reason I've picked this spot is because I'm thinking about what else might be in here. We're going to have a storage system over there, which is actually really far away from what we're doing. And on this side, we're going to have loads of storage for our dyes and other things. I've actually got tons of space. I think I'm kind of overthinking it at this point. Another thing to consider is how much space do we have back here? I got to do some digging, but I think that is more than enough space to fit in all of our redstone. So really, it's about width now, I think. And this bit down here is going to get dug out because this is where our comparators are going to go and some of our redstone as well. Yeah, they're going to point into these blocks at the bottom. So I tweaked the design that I last showed you a little bit, just made it slightly more compact and convenient. We've crafted up all of these trap chests, which are going to go in these spaces right here. So we will have chest, then trap chest, and we're going to go with a single chest now as well, as I feel like a double chest will probably be really difficult to fill up, and it's not very useful to have that many as well. This is just about, I don't know, being able to come over here and grab a chest. It's very unlikely we're going to fill them all up for a lot of these, right? So it don't make a world of sense. Ooh. Somewhere there I've done that wrong, because I've ended up with one of each. Actually, it's because it doesn't divide into, does it? So I need another trap chest there. Yeah, there has to be more of one than the other. And that is centered around this thing. Me and symmetry, I tell you. Oh, I can't get away from it. Everything's got... No, we're gonna stride away from this right now. We're taking a stand. I always do this, and I don't want to this time. I want to make a difference. So actually, we're going to push this back. So as I was figuring out where it would start and end, I started to line it up against that thing, which was silly. So I feel like that's a nice kind of space over there. Then the room is going to extend a lot in this direction because of that. We're going to stick with it. We're going to try and avoid those kind of things from now on, okay? So without knowing what the plan for the aesthetics are, there's not too much here I want to do. Like, I don't want to finish building the redstone because these blocks I may want to use a different texture for, although considering how kind of hidden they are, it probably won't make a world of difference. This thing is also conveniently placed. I didn't put it here. Well, it was a moment ago when all of that was close by. We're going to put some of the redstone together and in place for now. We're going to do what we can because I really want to get on my other world. And I just realised this block here, is it going to be visible or not? I think it won't. No, it won't. Right, so the ground is going to be like here, and that means we'll make the roof at this height. It's going to be like a low room, so maybe after this we have some stairs that kind of open it up, right? And then that can slope upwards. That would look really cool. We could also tie that bit to this, so it could wrap around. If we follow this out to the corner, something like that, and then we could have our stairs do the same thing. They could wrap around, and then we could hang like a lighting piece at the top or something. I've done it again, people. I've flim-flammed my way back to what we had before. Oh, now it lines up with this thing. And it kind of meets the entrance on the diagonal as well. So I feel like that's the direction it's going to go in. If the materials stay the same or not, I just don't know. Probably will want to break away from the stone brick a little bit in here. I wanted to do something really colourful. Yes, I did. And check this out over here. Another little mushroom cow. Have you spawned on your own? Or are you... You're a renamed one. I tell you, folks, you got to stop this. She's coming over here into my base, renaming stuff. I think it's time for us, peeps, to take to the skies. We don't need no Nether Hub. I got an idea. If we want to go to False's Island, it's pretty quick to get to, just like this. That's faster than going through any Nether, isn't it? We're here. Hi. I think oh my goodness me. That is a beautiful, gorgeous ship, and I would kind of like something like that in my own little harbour area, to be honest. I can't wait to get to that. I've bookmarked a page on how to build ships in Minecraft, and one day we'll do our own gorgeous shipbuilding. So I don't know if False is here, if she's in the area, if she can see me, but I'm here to pinch some of her grass, okay? I've got some silk touch. I've been here and I've done this before, but I'd like to try this out in that room that we've got over there, okay? On the floor. I think it could look pretty good. There we are, the last block. Oh, that green, I'll tell you, it looks gorgeous in this biome, doesn't it? And I didn't really want to introduce green in here, but the enchanting room, I don't know, whenever I think about it, I want something really bright and colourful and green. And I think this could be what we're after. So we've got a row of chests on that wall. I think we'll have a place for anvils, which will probably be this space over here. I feel like these other walls are going to need something as well. Maybe we hang up some enchanted items, something like that. But this is going to be a very cool project, and I'll tell you what actually, slight problem with it, we may have to raise this all up by one because I can't really see the lamps at the top until I get close, which may or may not be a problem. I'm going to have to let my mind, if I could talk properly, rest on that. Also, if we put slabs here instead of full blocks, you kind of get a little bit more of it when you get closer. I don't know. We'll figure it all out when we get around to the aesthetics here. But talking about the green grass, what I wanted to do is introduce that in a higher up layer of our base. So above what we've got going on at this layer, there will be more things that I've got planned. And I had this idea for a nice big, like almost circular walkway with loads of green grass on it. I thought that'd be really cool. So having it down here as well may or may not be a good thing. I don't know at this point. So if we keep it or not, this grass being here will serve as a temporary grass farm, I guess, because I've flown over to Forces before to get grass and then lost it somehow. I don't know. Actually, I know where it is. It's probably over at the sheep farm somewhere in a chest. So anyway, all of these have been labelled and I counted right. I don't think I've missed any at all here. Someone's probably going to leave a comment and correct me, but exactly 30 in total. I've also included stuff like cursor binding and vanishing, which we can expect to maybe get like one or two of from the end. So these chests will probably never be filled up, but some of the other ones we would like to fill up. And the only ones I put in so far are my 2 mending books, which we found earlier in this episode. I'm sure there's some more in these chests, which I've now got to fish through, and one by one. Fish through, get it? It was a pun. Got to go through one by one. Bam, we found a mending and put them into those chests. So if you're wondering about like what do we do when we got 2 on 1, I'm basically going to pick the more valuable one and put it into a chest. But let's say blast protection was full up, then I'd probably put it into the depth strider chest. Although actually, you know, if I got loads of blast protection, then I'd put it into the other one, right? That's kind of the idea. Also, I just picked out a mending book and you go in there. Alrighty then, let's go up here and take a look around. It's looking cool from up here. Oh no, I've fallen. Oh, I've got that rocket in my hand. Wait a minute. I forgot to press spacebar. I almost did that entirely wrong. I thought we'd fly around and have a look at everything as we wrap this one up. Because guess what? That's it from me this episode of Hermitcraft. I do hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, remember to leave a like as always. Thank you ever so much for your support. And I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.